Natalie took that as I was body shaming her and I was a terrible person for this. She just held on to that and it just became this whole moment.
Welcome to Behind the Drama, where we're breaking down everything from last night's 90-day The Last Resort episode. Now, we're gonna get into everything with Rob and Sophie.
I was only on a dating app after Sophie told me to go talk to other women 10 times.
The drama on the camping trip.
You guys all, especially Julia, constantly. He's doing this on purpose.
Dog for his reward behavior.
No,
or not
you
reward
need constant male attention, and I'm sure you see that she does need that constantly.
And all of those explosive fights.
Guys, I want you here. What are you saying?
I didn't say anything. I said I don't like to be touched.
Don't open your mouth about my body.
Okay, and I didn't say that.
You say this is not true. How can you do this to me?
Today we're joined by Josh and Brandon. How are you feeling today?
Good, how are you?
I'm feeling good. Are you ready to get into this episode?
Well,
Absolutely.
I guess so.
Okay, so the episode kicked off with you and Julia talking things out with the therapist. What was going through your mind in that moment?
I was dealing with a lot in that moment. I was just dealing with some hard news, and I was honestly wanting to run away from it, you know? I was in a lot of pain at that time, and I didn't really know how to deal with it.
I do commend you. I feel like you handled the situation in like a really mature manner, like taking some time for yourself, but also being willing to talk through things and get vulnerable. I feel like you really handled it in like a great way. But what do you think Julia was hoping to accomplish when she revealed what she said?
I think that information had been weighing heavy on Julia, and I think she really felt like she needed to get it off her chest. I, on the other hand, felt like I could have been okay not ever knowing that, you know? It was hard to hear, but I guess she was just clearing her conscience.
Mm-hmm. And without giving away too much about what happens in the season, what were you hoping for the rest of the season in that moment for yourself?
In that moment, I was just really, I was hoping to get past it. I think in the back of my mind, I was saying, I think I can get through this, you know? But it just, at the time, it hurt so much that I really didn't know if I was going to be able to.
We also have to talk about everything that went down with Rob and Sophie.
It's been very difficult for me with my marriage with Rob, and I've been trying very hard. I found out he's at this retreat, and he's still messaging other women trying to have sex with them, and he's on dating apps, and he doesn't really give a to be here for me. I think he's treating this like a vacation.
Show me.
And also,
Show me.
Please
show
may
me.
I speak?
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. She's not done yet, please.
I didn't say anything because I don't want people to hate him, because I do
serious
care
right
about
now?
him. And you've done so much to me, and I've kept it to myself because I do care about you.
So she was claiming that he cheated. He was claiming that she told him to get back out there. Who were each of you believing in this situation?
So Rob actually had the evidence. So I was kind of like, I was surprised when Sophie was just like, oh, well, that evidence doesn't matter. Because we all went there together like, all right, we're gonna show him this, and then everything is gonna be answered, right? But it kind of didn't go like that. So I was left a little confused.
Yeah, it was a little difficult situation. I feel like Sophie was trying to, you know, portray Rob in a bad light, you know, because he was, you know, making friends and making progress, and for some reason, you know, she wasn't happy. She woke up with a chip on her shoulder, and you know, brought this evidence to light that he was messaging other girls, and when turn around, like she actually sent him like a message, like, I want you to be single and go on dating apps, like, so you know, I mean, what does she expect?
I was only on a dating app after Sophie told me to go talk to other women 10 times. Yeah, I tried, and I still deleted that because I care. That's why I'm here. You want to use that? You want to put me in the corner, make me the dog, put me in a doghouse, and tell me to go talk to other women, because I ain't got nothing for you. You've told me 20 times you don't have anything. You know you don't invest in this relationship.
I do want to talk about how Rob reacted. He had a bit of an explosive reaction. What did you think when you were both there, but also like watching it back?
Yeah, I think that Rob was blindsided by that. You know, I feel like, you know, she had given him like directives, like, go on about your life, like, you know, this isn't working. And so you know, I don't feel that, you know, he was out of line at all, you know, and she blindsided him, you know, in front of all of us, you know, just, you know, putting this news out. And I think what she wanted was to really get her point across, like, Rob is the problem here.
And I feel like that comes down to, like, the real issue they had. They constantly were trying to be like, I'm not the bad person. That's the bad person. And I'm like, guys, work together. Let's not approach it from that dynamic. I don't think it works.
No, it's true. I feel like when you start like wanting just to win an argument or like a fight as opposed to wanting to work together and like work through things, that's when the problems start to arise. Speaking of like trying to like work through things, do you think there's anything that they could do to mend their relationship? Like seeing it on the screen, it kind of looks like maybe it's not going to work out in the resort, but I know like obviously watching them, I want it to work out for them. I want it to work out for everyone at the resort, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I feel like Rob really actually wants that. I feel like he's really there to work on his relationship and try and see if, you know, he can bring his wife home and work on that. But, you know, there's just, I just don't think that they're on the same page.
Okay, yeah. Another shocking moment happened when Ari got really upset in the group therapy session.
You guys all, especially Julia, constantly. He's doing this on purpose.
Dog for his like reward-based behavior.
No,
or not
you
reward
need
his
constant male attention, and I'm sure you see that she does need that constantly. And like, you know what? You called Rob out on his but nobody wants to call Benny out. And
I'm
you know
not
what?
call out on his They've been talking with him.
Earlier today, you were there.
I'm not there. I'm not there. I saw him with Brandon right there. Yeah. I'm not even there when this happened.
I don't need to be yelled at by you.
Enough. Okay? We came here to release.
She kind of came for Julia, which I was like, where's this coming from? Were you surprised when that happened?
I was, yeah. People don't really come for Julia because, you know, like, if anybody I feel like has like the strongest relationship, I know that, you know, Brandon was going through some things, you know, at this trip. But I felt like, you know, that they were the strongest couple there, and like I had the most hope for their relationship.
I think there were some sore feelings there. She compared Julia's behavior to Benny's, you know, looking for attention and that kind of stuff. So I think that's where that came from.
I feel like Julia's just like a friendly, nice person. Like it doesn't seem like the same type of thing at all, but maybe she was just projecting on her, her own feelings.
I think it was more of a projection,
So what do you make of Ari and Benny's relationship? Out of everyone, it seems like they might be maybe the most broken in this, watching this season. It seems like Benny is really checked out of the relationship, at least watching as a viewer. Do you think that they have any hope for fixing things?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I really don't feel that, you know. I feel like you're correct that their relationship is broken, and I feel like, you know, Benny is checked out, and I feel like Ari's looking for some kind of, you know, almost closure from Benny. Like, you did this, you were wrong, this is why it didn't work. And trying to project that on Benny. But Benny is, you know, it seems like he's already, you know, kind of out of it, because, you know, they're trying to bring up things that happened 5 years ago and make it relevant, and they're just trying to point fingers.
I think she wants to hear, you know, you did this, you have to say it, you know, you are the problem, you know.
It's like what we had already talked about, like when there's two like sides wanting to prove that they're right, it doesn't really lend to a good outcome, it seems.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
He had to apologize and explain why he doesn't sleep with me. Guys, I want you here. What are you saying?
I didn't say anything. I said I don't like to be touched.
No, it's not true.
I said it to everybody.
Make me feel body shamed.
I'm not body shaming you. You're beautiful and you have a beautiful body.
You're body shaming me.
Come with me. I'm sorry if you misunderstood that.
You just stop lying. Yeah, I want you to apologize. Apologize.
I'm sorry.
Apologize right now.
I've said I'm sorry for you being
Don't open your mouth about my body.
Okay.
And do not say something that is not even close to be true.
And I didn't say that.
You say things which is not true. How can you do this to me?
Come with me. Okay.
Piece of trash.
Let's move.
Josh, we also have to talk about what happened with Natalie. I was a bit
sure?
I was a bit flabbergasted watching what was happening. Can you break down what led to that moment?
Well, I don't know. You know, we had a rough night of sleep. And, you know, it wasn't comfortable. We were sleeping on the ground. We didn't have any air mattresses. And it was hot. and Natalie was moving all over the place, and I did not sleep well. And, you know, I went out and I joined the guys, and, you know, I was asked, hey, how did you sleep? And, you know, I was like, I didn't sleep well. Natalie was, you know, moving all over the place, and I was hot, and I just didn't, you know, I didn't sleep well. And Natalie took that as I was body shaming her, and I was, you know, I was a terrible person for this, and she just held on to that, and it just became this whole moment of maybe she just wanted me to like apologize to her, you know, because we had a therapy the night before or the day before, and it was, you know, about apologizing, and I didn't apologize for anything. And I feel like maybe she just really held on to that and made a moment for me to apologize to her. I have no idea where it came from.
I mean, and you did apologize, and then
had
that, but then she had that over-the-top reaction where she kicked you, like.
And I understand where Josh is coming from. I feel the same way. I don't like to be somebody near me when I'm sleeping because I just get too hot, you know?
Yeah.
And I can't sleep if you are, so.
No.
Stop. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do
No.
Trust. Don't do that.
No.
Dude.
Be sweet. It's not going to find no more.
Jesus Christ. I'm at a loss here because I'm apologizing to her so that she feels better for something that I didn't say or didn't do, and she takes that and kicks me in the nuts. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to do what I can to be a better partner, to be a better listener, to be, you know, a punching bag at this point or whatever it is that she needs to be, but I'm trying. I am trying. You know, could I try more? Could I do more? I mean, I don't know.
What were you thinking when she, like, kicked you? Like, that, going back to that moment, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to do whatever I could to calm her down because, like, when she gets like this, I mean, it can be days before, like, we recover from it. So I was trying to do everything in my power to just calm her down and be like, okay, look, I'm sorry that, you know, maybe, you know, you didn't understand what I was saying, or maybe it was worded incorrectly, but, you know, like, I apologize. Which I didn't want to do because I didn't want to get into this thing of just like apologizing for nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you give Natalie an inch, she's going to take 10 miles. And so, you know, I was just at a loss that whole day. Like, you know, okay, I apologize. I'm sorry. And okay, I accept. And then she comes and tries to, you know, knee me in the nuts, and she was not great that day. I mean, there was many moments where I was just like, gosh, like this is a really tough time for no reason at all. So.
And what's it like for you watching back moments like that on the show? Like, I know you lived through it, but what's it like watching it back and seeing it for a second time?
It's, you know, I feel like watching back, like I did everything I could. I tried to calm the situation. I tried to hear her out. I tried to have her side, and I was giving, but then you see, like, she's not receiving it, and it's still going to continue on. She's still going to be mad. She still wants, like, attention or something. I'm not sure what it is. So, like, looking back at it, I'm like, wow, that was crazy, but you handled it well.
Yeah, he definitely handled it well. He was very respectful, and she just kept going, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was interesting to see a new side of Florian. I don't think I've ever seen him so like
soft side of Florian. We haven't
the
seen
angel,
yet. Yeah.
the angel, Mr. Florian. Okay,
he was really trying to help out there. Like, I've never seen him do that.
Yeah, well, I think that Florian, like, understood both sides of it. Like, he understood fully, like, where I was coming from, and he has this, like, Eastern European thing with Natalie. So he knows that she needs to be talked to direct. Like, okay, like, listen, this is what he's saying. You know, he didn't mean he's not body shaming you. He's being nice. He's apologizing. Like, listen. And he was trying to come across to really get her to understand, because I don't think any of us there could get Natalie to understand. And so he was trying to come, like, from a place like a big brother almost, which was nice, you know, for him to, you know, step in, but it still didn't come across in the end.
And speaking of Florian and Stacy, they're another couple that they seem to have a bit of a tumultuous time, but I am hopeful for them. Like, I am hopeful that they're going to work things out. What's it been like watching them this season for both of you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I love Stacy and Florian to death. I love Stacy. She's great. And I see them working, and I see Florian actually trying new things and talking with the therapist a little bit more. I know he was 100% hesitant and against it, but I feel like he's trying for Stacy.
I feel like, yeah, some of the stuff he didn't want to take the therapy seriously. Maybe he didn't believe in therapy, but, you know, for her, I think he was trying. And I think for any couple, I think saw they were going to be the most successful, most likely. Yeah.
Well, in the preview for the next episode, it looks like Jasmine is saying that she knows who she wants to be in her open relationship with. Now, I know you can't weigh in on what's going to happen the rest of the season, but what do you make of this open relationship idea? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think it's a bad idea? I'm a bit skeptical.
I think it's a terrible idea.
I think we've all been on the same page as well.
Yeah,
I think we all tried to get our point across on that.
I mean, coming into an open relationship is one thing. I feel like you have to have a very strong relationship with your partner first and foremost before you can get into an open relationship. And I feel like, you know, with Jasmine already seeing this person and having a relationship and feelings for this person, it's almost in a sense of like, it's like cheating in a way.
I feel like both parties should be on board with this
Yeah.
from the beginning. Otherwise, I feel like you're going down a tricky road.
What do you make of how Gino's been acting this season? A lot of fans have been pretty shocked to see how cut off he is compared to previous seasons. Because in the past, they've fought, but they've always seemed to like come back together. And this season, he seems just done.
Well, I would say that Gino's going through a really tough time. And, you know, they're not getting along and they're arguing a lot. And, you know, I can understand his point of view. Like, you know, if you're arguing with your partner, you're not connected, like you almost are angry at each other all the time. It's hard to be intimate with somebody, you know, because you still have that feeling. So I think Gino, what he's doing is he's trying to do anything possible he can to save his marriage, even if it's adding somebody in. I think he's willing to try really anything to keep Jasmine, although I don't think he's going about it the right way.
And you're right, he was dealing with a lot. Our room was actually right above Gino and Jasmine's room.
Oh.
And so there was a lot of fights that you didn't see on camera, but we could hear.
Yeah. You can hear Jasmine's voice ringing out through the resort the entire time, so, you know.
Now, overall, what were you both hoping to take away from your experience and time at the resort with your partners?
Well, I mean, for Julia and I think we came there with clear goals. You know, I really wanted to work on having a family, starting our family, having a baby, and Julia was really all about her parents. So we were hoping to find some resolution for that.
Yeah, well, I think I was looking to be and find to be in a committed relationship with Natalie, because Natalie and I have been on and off for, you know, 3 years. I don't think we've ever been like really steady or called each other, like I've never called her my girlfriend. You know, we've been trying to have a relationship. And I went on this resort to see if Natalie and I could be in a committed relationship. Like that was my goal. And so that's really where I'm at with the whole thing without giving away too much in the end.
Yeah. And a lot has been said this season about your DMs with Sophie. Can you kind of set the record straight? Like, were you surprised that this blew up into what it was?
I definitely was surprised that it blew up the way it was. And for me, you know, I was inviting Sophie. There was a group of people going. We had mutual friends that were, you know, all from the show. And I invited her. Was I a little flirtatious? Yeah, maybe. But I'm also a very flirtatious person in general. You know, like, you know, I hug all the girls, you know, didn't cross any lines. So if given the chance to do it again, like, would I do anything different? Like, I don't think I would. You know, I didn't think I crossed any boundaries. So, well, now I would definitely invite Rob over Sophie, you know, but yeah, you know, I think Sophie and I were definitely both going through rough times in our relationships. Natalie and I were not together at the time. Sophie was separated from Rob and not living together. So I didn't really think much of it, but it definitely blew up.
Okay. Now, looking at the other couples this season, who are you most hopeful for that will make it? Like, who are you rooting for personally?
I'm rooting for this guy.
Yeah?
I'm rooting for this guy. I feel like, he's a great dude. Julia's a great girl, and I like the both of them. I like them together. And I really feel like if they can work, out some of these issues and some of these things that Brandon just got hit with, that I have the most hope for them.
Oh, wow.
I'm rooting for Josh to get away safely.
Oh my gosh.
No, actually, Rob and Sophie, and I know they have these like fights and everything, but Julie and I have become friends with them and like really love them as people, So we love them as a couple friend.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Behind the Drama. Make sure to check back every week for more with your reality TV faves. And make sure to tune in to 90 Day The Last Resort on Monday nights on TLC. Thank you so much for being here. It was so great to chat with both of you. And
I appreciate you.
I wish you the best on both of your journeys.